We are here to multiply polynomials. So what we are going to do is we're going to do an example problem. I'll have you try one. We'll do a second example problem. I'll have you try one. And lastly, we'll do a third example problem. And I will have you try one on your own. So example number 1. We have a monomial being multiplied by a trinomial. So what we do is we take the monomial and we're going to distribute it, just like the normal distributive property. Okay, when we multiply, we want to multiply the coefficients. And if you remember, when you multiply exponents, what you're really going to do is you're going to take those two exponents and add them together. So, multiplying the coefficients, 7 times 8 makes 56. But then the exponents, I have x to the power 3 and x to the power 2. And I'm really going to add those. I'm going to go 3 plus 2 to get x to the power 5. Now I need to take the 7 times the second term. So 7 times 7 makes 49. And if I add the exponents, I have 3. And then this is like a 1. So I have 3 plus 1 makes x to the power 4. And lastly, 7 times negative 3 makes negative 21. And the x to the power 3 tags along. Now I'm going to make sure it's in standard form, which it is. I have the biggest exponent first and it counts down. So here is my final answer. You go ahead and try this one. Pause the video and then unpause the video to check your answer. Okay, our next example problem. This time we have a binomial being multiplied by another binomial. We still want to use the distributive property to help us with this problem. However, instead of just a monomial, we have a binomial, which means each term is going to have to be distributed. Sometimes I like to call this double distributing because we're going to distribute both of the terms. So I'm going to focus on this first term, and I'm going to distribute it, remembering to multiply my coefficients, but add up my x's. So 4 times 9 makes 36, and if I add up my x's, I have x to the power 4. Then 4 times negative 1 makes negative 4 x squared. So I've distributed my first term. But now I need to also distribute the second term to both terms in the back parentheses. Again, remembering to multiply my coefficients, but add up my x's. So 2 times 9 makes 18, and then I have x squared, and then 2 times negative 1 makes negative 2. Now, looking at this new polynomial that has been created, you'll notice that I have two terms that have the same exponent, or I have like terms here. So to simplify my answer a little more, I'm going to combine these like terms. Negative 4 plus 18 makes 14. And remember, when we're just adding like terms, our exponents stay the same. So it's going to stay x to the power 2. My other two terms here, the 36 x to the power 4 and the negative 2 are just going to drop down. I double check to make sure my answer's in standard form, and there's my final answer. Go ahead and try this next you try problem. Again, pause the video, and when you restart the video, the answer will pop up so you can check your work. We have one last example to go through. This time we have a binomial being multiplied by a trinomial. We're going to use the same idea. We're going to double distribute. However, this time, since we have a trinomial in the second set of parentheses, we're just going to have to double distribute a lot. So let's look at our first term here. We have 1x squared. I'm going to distribute this, and I'm going to keep in mind that I'm multiplying the coefficients but adding the x's. So 1 times 3 makes 3. Add my x's. 1 times negative 9 makes negative 9. Add my x's. And 1 times 2 makes 2. So I've distributed the entire first term. Now I need to distribute the second term, double distributing here. And I'm going to remember to multiply my coefficients but add my exponents. So 7 times 3 makes 21. Add those exponents. 7 times negative 9 makes negative 63. Add those exponents. And 7 times 2 makes a positive 14. Now I'm going to look and see if there are any ways that I can simplify this very big, long polynomial. I got a negative 9x to the power 3 and a 21x to the power 3, so those are like terms that I can put together. I also have a 2x squared and a negative 63x squared, which are also like terms that I can put together. So remember, when I'm just combining like terms, this time my exponents will stay the same. Whenever I'm adding or subtracting, my exponents stay the same. So negative 9 plus 21 makes a positive 12x to the power 3. A 2x squared minus 63x squared makes a negative 61x squared. And these two other terms that did not have anybody to match up with are just going to drop down. Make sure my answer's in standard form. Highest exponent to lowest. It is, so there is my final answer. One last you-try question. Again, pause the video. When you're ready to check your answer, start the video again.